I purchased this dresser and I wanted to show you what it looks like and what you get when you decide to order it, and also how easy assembly is. So it's a 6-drawer dresser with a faux wood grain finish. It has very sleek, nice metal handles that are brushed, so it has a nice brushed finish. The drawers are a great size. These small ones measure 11.8 by 5.8 by 12.1. The larger ones are 26.7 by 5.8, and they go back 11.8 inches. This is the interior of the drawers, so good size for everything you need to store. Has a cute little detail on the bottom where it rises up just a little bit. And then I love the edging on the top here. It's just a very pretty detail. I think the whole dresser is just a very nice design, maybe modern farmhouse kind of looking. It does measure 31.1 inches wide, comes out 15.7 inches from the wall, and is 44.3 inches tall. I'm 5'5" for reference. And then this is everything it comes with. It looks like a lot of pieces, but if you keep them all in order, follow the directions were very easy to follow. Great pictures, great instructions. All of the screws are individually wrapped. I love that because it keeps it clean and tidy. And then it also came with some anti-tip hardware, so if you have little ones, it can keep them safe. When assembling on a tile floor, I always recommend using a blanket so we don't scratch up the new furniture. And then keeping everything just really organized. These little drawer slides are easy to install, but you definitely want to make sure you have the right one on the right side of the dresser or on the right side of the drawer. Most of this dresser is put together with anchor screws and then with a Phillips head. I use my drill because it goes much faster, and this is what the end of the first 2 pieces should look like. It has all the drawer slides and then the anchor screws, and then there's this little middle piece goes in the middle of the top 2 drawers, so you'll have a drawer slide on each side of it, and so you just want to make sure that you have the right one on the right side because you don't want to have to go and redo it. This was the most awkward part of the install or the assembly. It's all the inside components of the dresser, but if you just look at the pictures, go slow, follow the directions, it'll be fine. This dresser took me a little over an hour to assemble, but that's just because I took my time and just made sure I did everything right the first time. So here are kind of like little anchor nuts, I guess you could call them, but they'll go onto the anchor screws. There's a little arrow to make sure that they're in the right direction. You want the arrow pointing towards the end of the piece of wood where the hole is at. And for this, I used a Phillips screwdriver. I think the drill just gives it too much torque, but I did use a drill on most of this dresser. It doesn't include any tools, so you will want to make sure you have a Phillips screwdriver. And then I definitely highly recommend either a drill or an automatic screwdriver because the screws that go on the back are a little harder to put on, and I'll show you that in a minute. So now we have the left side on the ground, all the inside pieces, and I'm just putting the right side of the dresser on top, and it just really fell right into place. I do love that about this dresser. Everything lines up, all the holes line up, there's no missing pieces. If anything, there's extra screws in case I lose any. And for the top of the dresser, there's wooden dowels to just make it a little bit more secure, and you'll again put those anchor screws in and plop it into place and then tighten the little anchor nuts. And the dresser's pretty lightweight when the drawers aren't in it, so turning it around up and down has been easy. And here's the little backer board that you screw on. Now for the top half of this, it's all pre-drilled holes, but the rest of it is not. They still go in pretty easy if you have a drill or an electric screwdriver. I feel like it'd be kind of hard to do it manually, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Once that backer board's all put on, you'll do the lower piece, and then it's time to do the drawers, which they're super simple. You just have 5 anchor screws. On the long drawers, you're going to have a little centerpiece that goes on the bottom and the middle, and you'll anchor that into place. And then once both the sides are up and that's on, you can put the board into place. Might even be easier to put the board in before that little centerpiece is in, but just make sure that all the grooves are lined up, because that's what the board is going to slide into. And again, it fits perfectly, just goes right into place. Now the back of the drawer you'll put up, and the groove will line up with the bottom of the drawer, and you'll put this on with regular screws is how you'll secure it. And there's pre-drilled holes, they match up great, and those go in super easy. And then you'll put the handles on each drawer. I'm sorry I got this out of the camera shot, but it's just 2 little Phillips screws, and I use a screwdriver here. I didn't really need the power of the drill. And then the drawer slides go on each of the drawers. Now these are pretty easy to get on the right side because they fit on there just perfect. And then you'll put them in, and they slide in and out really nice and smooth. There's no loud shutting or anything like that. The top 2 drawers, they are pretty much just like the long drawers, except there's no centerpiece for that added support because they're a little bit smaller. But yeah, here it is. I just love the look of it. I think it's so cute, and it's a really great dresser.